right, hi everybody. We're back here doing a little sketch, and today we're going to do this dog sniffing a flower. Can you see that in the image? This way? This way? Okay, so I have to hold it over here to draw it, but let me set up my Photoshop. So as usual, I have to rough things out. Whoops, I gotta get back on my pen tool. There we go. You don't have to draw that. Okay, so in here, I have to come up with a rough drawing of my dog. So he's got kind of like this big puppy head, and I need to find the center of his head and then put in his little muzzle, which is pulling down something like this. And then his eye line, and he's got like these big droopy shapes coming over his head. He has quite a bit of distance between his eyes, and then his muzzle and his nose is pulling out over that way. And then I can put in an eye here if I want to. Okay, so I'm pulling him out here. The ear is coming about here, and it has like a little bit of a triangle shape like that. And he's got a little bit of a brow shape here. I might make that a little bit larger and go with the shorter one here. And he's got these funny kind of wrinkles under his head. And then, like all puppies, he's got a very big paw over here. I like puppies because they have big paws. And there's like a little rock or branch here, and we see a little bit of his other paw here like that. I'm going to pull his back down here like that. So he's up on this ridge. And then, let me just add a little bit more detail here. He's got even wrinkles under his eyes. And he's got these wrinkles come up over his nose a little bit more too. For a puppy, he's really wrinkled. Okay, so now I've got a lot of plants here, and I can just do this really kind of random, just do leaves. I can't do it exactly the way it is here because it's just too complicated, but as an artist, I can design all this stuff. It doesn't have to be random to the extent. We as an artist, we have to make sense out of all this stuff here. And I can pull a leaf here, which helps the design of our picture because it helps the viewer's eye come into this and look at the puppy. So that's a good thing to do. I'm going to leave all these leaves that are pulling into the illustration. Even on this side, I'm going to add some leaves and some stems and things like that that help frame the dog and have the viewer's eye come in and look at it. So these are kind of rough, and you can go in and just clean them up. But just make sure you have some nice spaces between them, and don't repeat them so they're too even, because in nature things are not even. Okay, so now I want to get my little flower here. So I'm going to do the back of the flower, and then I can put the flower petals looking up like that. And then of course when I clean up the whole thing, I can fix it a little bit. And then the stem is going to be pulling out probably behind more of the, again, I can add a little bit more of the just plant life behind here as it goes off. And here too. So once I do that, again, I can, what I want to do is lower my opacity on this one and then put on another piece of my layer so I can go in now and really define. I can add a little bit of fur just so he's a little bit softer. here too. But it's always important to get that rough in there because that helps me just think about where I want to put things. I want to have the eyes looking down because he's looking at the flower. He's got kind of squinty eyes. And then I'm going to put my nose here and then put in these really nice wrinkles that he has that go across his muzzle there to the other side. Do something like that. And then the front part of it is coming down quite far. We might see a little bit on the other side, and then put a little bit of his chin in there. And then he's got those doggy things on the muzzle. We could even add a little bit of whisker if you want. I want to, again, complete the eye socket. Again, those are like encased in a little bit of wrinkles. And then he's got wrinkles underneath his head. And then I'm going to pull the paw down here. And then I've got a little bit of his back here, like so. And I can come in later and add some fur here too. This is kind of behind the flower, and I can flatten that out like that. So I turn off my original drawing. I can see how I'm doing here. I'm going to get rid of that line there. I don't really like that. Just going to soften that up there. And this is where my flower is going to be. So let me go back on my pen tool and then just create these petals coming out. And there's an arc around here. These are all following an arc, like a circle, to get them to fall into place. And then my stem comes out here. It's got a little bit of a roundness here. And then the stem comes out like that. And then again, the plant life behind can be as random as you want it. It gives me a chance to rethink things. So I'm just going to come in here and play around with these, have things overlap a little bit more, I think. And then this could be more grass shapes behind him, like that. This thing here that he's leaning on, this has a little bit of texture to it. So I want to put a little bit on it. And depending on how I render it, I don't know if you can see that. Maybe Laura can take a picture of it before you guys start so you can kind of see what I'm looking at. And then I'm going to come in and finish up these leaves. This would be coming through, the flower would be coming through off the page maybe. And then again, I got like really nice leaves pulling this way. I've got some coming in here. Finish that one. Again, if I turn this off, you can see it's cleaned up a little bit. I think I need to add his ear on the other side. But all my shapes are very clear. I want to make sure. Usually, what happens if things get a little bit confusing, that's where the viewer's eye will go. You want him to concentrate on the dog. So all these shapes have to be really simple. They can't interfere with your subject, which is your dog. So again, I could come in, I just want to clean this up a little bit. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Forgive me. I hit the wrong button. I'm going to clean up my flower here a little bit. And these are a little bit more like that, coming in around and then if it's going behind the feather, the leaf, I want to just clean that up here, like that. And then I can color the dog's eye in. And he's got little nostrils here on his nose. And like I said, I can come in later and just suggest fur. I don't want to overdo it because maybe that'll be in the rendering of it. His paw. And this is his chin going behind where the flower is. You see a little bit of the flower underneath. So that's how I would do that dog. It's just a rough, and as you get into your drawing, you can go in and clean it up a little bit more. And like I say, use these leaves to help pull your viewer's eye into your subject matter, which is your dog smelling the flower. Okay, thank you very much.